think he saw a dragon in the sky. And when it's sudden weather like this and a dragon about, we have to have sentinels in the sky.
So Hoppin wasn't insane. He was just crazy.
Aaron nods, and I mean, she's pretty much like, yeah, I guess that's the best I'm gonna get. Four then?
Yes, let me go call him. He puts on, his own stuff. You don't notice that he himself doesn't really have any winter clothes. He has one of those raincoat style ones, and then goes out into the weather.
And dies.
After a while, he comes back with 4 guards. Who has more rigid clothes. This is all we can give. I'm not gonna take a chance on the guards. And they listen to their commander kind of quietly. You notice that despite their, coast is still frozen, they're still cold, and reluctantly hand over you all this very, very heavy winter-like coats.
She just thanks them and says, and just tells them to try to hang on to hope.
Well, the morale is kind of low because they have to sleep with people who are kind of dying.
Yeah, that's why she said try to hang on.
Yeah.
And she'll put one on herself actually, just like right on over her other clothes.
Yeah, it's huge. That's why it's kind of heavy for you to carry, but you can manage. It just takes you a while.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's understandable why too.
They're meant to be worn across like armor or other clothing. They're like huge.
Right. And she's gonna. And Rima's in there, right?
He probably will return.
Okay. Well, she's gonna trudge back through the snow and return to the others with three of the coats in her hand. She said, "This is all I can manage. We'll have to decide who gets to. We'll have to decide who freezes and who doesn't."
I'll take freezing.
Like, we can trade them off if it gets too bad.
Aye, but the ones who's already called out to have them. This ain't gonna get worse.
That's true, and Aaron's gonna hand one of the coats to Kata then.
Oh. Yeah.
Kata's gonna try her hardest to refuse the coat, but she's not in the physical state for refusing at this point.
At least
Stop being so stoic. You fuck.
At this point, it's almost more like I'm going to freeze anyway, don't bother giving it to me kind of deal.
Yeah, stoicism. Stop that.
actually that's true. They
More
always
like despairing.
they suffer disadvantage on their survival rolls.
You and Carter.
Yeah.
You have a point of exhaustion, which means disadvantage on all skill checks
Yeah.
Oh, just the skill checks.
and attribute checks, but not saving
Yes.
throws. So basically,
And
all
that
skill
is-
checks. So okay, if you do a naked dexterity roll, not a saving throw, for example, you have disadvantage. If you use your stealth skill, which is a skill or an ability check, you also have disadvantage on that.
That's true.
But not attacks or saving throws.
In that case, yeah, then Aaron will actually take hers off. Actually, no, that's metagame knowledge.
It's not really metagame to know that you fucked.
Yeah. Actually,
You can feel it.
Yeah,
I realize that they might not be able to make use of the coat for long, but it would be more like choosing like whether she wants to be practical or whether she wants to like try and help those who she thinks needs the most help or something.
And Aaron will actually insist that Rima take one. She'll take hers off actually, since she realizes that it's not going to do her much good.
Really? Really? You nearly freeze to death and you... I'm not taking it. You nearly froze to death and we had to, we did work very hard to get you back to health, so you keep your coat.
She's like
We
shivering
don't
a
want
bit.
stairs.
She's like just
Wear it.
shivering a bit, like I'm already just not ready. I'm already
Just wait
too
a
far
coat,
gone.
damn it.
Wear the coat. If I freeze as well, then I'll take it. But now, I'm fine. I'm just a little bit chilly, but I'm fine. You wear the coat, miss.
She's like taken aback by like the very, very
Aggressive nature.
the sudden assertiveness. She's just like, okay,
I won't
I'll
freeze
wear
to
the
death.
coat.
Fine.
Fine.
Thank you.
Wear the.
And he settles down
So-
somewhat.
What happens?
Right, so when's we leaving?
The sooner the better.
What time is it then, right now?
Now it's like early afternoon.
Early afternoon? Yeah, we can't go in the night, because, well,
That's
it'll
true.
be night.
We leave now while there's still daylight to burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But who's going to get the other two? Yeah, two coats. I mean, obviously, like out of
We
character. Out of character since Yelona's not here.
Yeah.
I assume we don't need to give one to her because I don't think the GM is that cruel that he's going to kill Yelona off while Lee's gone.
If he can survive, then Yelona can survive.
That's true. She's got crazy good survival. Key's survival isn't that good though, is it?
No, not really.
I was more meaning that when Key was away, he would chill.
My survival is in fact 0.
Aaron's going to give a coat to Key.
It will ruffle his feathers.
And put it on. It's like, fuck it, fine.
Just drop those feathers, boy.
E.
And then she holds the last coat and looks between Rima and...
The big boy.
Which one's it going to be?
Which one of us is hardier? That's no question, is it?
Remo is getting into.
Rima is too cute to freeze to death. That is the answer.
I guess I'm wearing a coat. At least I'm not wearing someone else's
Cool for
coat.
school. He's too cool for school.
And with
Rima
that,
gets a coat.
Aaron kind of breathes a sigh of relief and hands it over to Rima. I mean, glad that Rima's getting a coat, but also sad that Hagen's gonna be cold.
He's going to be a freezy pop.
No.
But he's got a bear.
He does have a bear to keep him warm.
Tiny boy is gonna keep me warm.
Or like keep each other warm.
I love that his name's just Tiny Boy. I love it.
Tiny boy.
Big boy and tiny boy.
Yes.
Yeah. Tiny boy.
So what's the plan? What are you guys gonna do?
I guess.
Well, okay, so before we leave, and I know I'm going to bring back some bad memories here, but we need to get some oil and some flint and tinder.
Well, I have.
I have flint and steel. Key has 2 vials of oil.
I mean, you have it, but it is mine, yeah.
Is that enough to light the tree on fire?
How dry was the tree?
We have magic to burn more.
We have
Fair enough.
slights to burn evil.
Burn evil.
If you
Question
guys think
is-
that's
Aren't we going to get the wagon of food first, or are we going to the tree first?
Tree. If we try and do both, we'll burn out.
yeah,
And by burn out, I mean free.
Well,
Maybe we keep. One is north, one is south.
we don't know if the wagon will be there even, or we don't
Yeah,
know if
but-
it's already been scattered. Like it's probably buried underneath snow by now. Truth be told.
Yeah.
We at least have a general idea where the tree is.
Right. So it's getting hot in here. So let's burn down the woods.
Assad calls up for his fire. Winter gets those trees dry.
This is domestic terrorism.
Horrible. Horrible.
Yeah.
But tell us the favorites, even though the purveyor mad.
Calm down.
Okay, So
Please stop. You're not a bard.
I know.
Go to jail.
I'm already there.
You guys are having
No.
fun. That's the important part.
No, that's the bad part. Go to jail. To jail.
okay, so
So
do you
we
think that'll be enough oil to light the tree on fire?
How big are the vials is the question.
average
They're about that
size.
big. They're about the size of a big man's finger.
Let Zach speak.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were going to say how big the vials of oil were.
No, I mean they're not average size. So what Hagen said, or Sera said.
That's not enough to light a tree on fire.
Though the tree is dry as hell, if we remember right.
Yeah.
It was a dead tree, right?
Yeah.
So it's bound to be dry as hell. And the oil will just help kickstart the fire.
Yeah, and since it's cold, it's going to dry it out more, so
Exactly.
all we have to do is apply lots of magic on it.
From about 120 feet away.
Oh, that too, but still.
Hmm.
Yeah, but are we going or not?
Let's go.
Let's better get going.
Let's get it a go. Whoa. We can
Let's
always,
go!
we
Please
can
God.
always stack up tinder and such against the tree to, make it burn even easier.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 50 foot of hemp rope.
Yeah, and there's
That will
trees
do it.
around the tree too.
That is true.
So
Yeah, I guess we're heading off.
okay. I'm just
Speak with animals.
has some loading screen at the moment.
I'm loading up my screen, so take off all your skin.
No.
What?
No. You heard me now.
Aw.
I like my skin.
Skin
I
is
mean-
good to be in.
Yeah, but we're only gonna get through this by the skin of our teeth, so...
Oh God, yes.
Don't have much of a choice though, really. We can do it.
We can do it, man! Yeah! Time to smoke the bong! Yay! Oh no, I fell down a crevasse! Shit!
Oh,
Papa name.
There's ice everywhere!
Oh no.
Yeah. Quirp said a really good thing.